I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during a previous visit, the nodes here granted access to restricted functions. Having identified me as being of royal blood, and armed with that spirit vessel, I posit that they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try at least. Agreed, we'll take good care of it. To the flagship then. Time to free Tiamat. Going up here, I think. Let us split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor less Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we have learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding. Oh. Big Sphinx. Where's the nodes? Maybe flying around will help better. Oh, over here. Kerr. Data link with Delta Quadrant broken. Possible cause intruder. Interference. Advise deployment of automated combat units. Proceed. Ooh, another one. Bzz. Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance. Bzz. Where's the other one? This one over here? Yep. Blip, bloop, bleep, bloop. Warning, scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in negative 2020 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release. Seems like this is the correct one. I think it's the correct one. It's talking about Tiamat. I am afraid, Estinian, I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything? Yep, I sure did. I did. A node which smelled like burned... No. Yes, a chirruping node which spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints. Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising, almost suspiciously so, in fact. But then you were in possession of the spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which Graha spoke. And it was chirruping, you say? Very well, let us take a closer look. Lip, do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanism? Bleep bloop, you do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of dragon restraint mechanisms may only be undertaken by the chief technologist and members of the royal family. Or those with a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps? Oh look, a bot. New user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Authentication complete. User identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. Okay, I guess it works. I'll go with me. Dava Dothorl. Luke, welcome Dava. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanism when ready. Bleep bloop. Error. Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen Tiamat. A system update is required. Damn system updates. A system update? What do you suppose it is asking of us? To update it? I could hazard a guess. Well, that's more than I can say. Confounded bloody thing. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. Bloop, in order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I am unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. This issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship. Very helpful, orbs. So can this thing release the restraints or not? Yes, but it needs to be updated. It can, but only once it has received the requisite system update as far as I can tell. Until which time it'll float there spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating placation protocols. Bloop, I am here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. How gratifying, but I dare say we will fare better with guidance than without it. I like this orb. For vengeance. Loop, guiding user to the terminal. This way, please. I like how polite it is. Where is it? It's further up. Oh, now it's further down. Oh, it's in here? No, it's not in here. That's water. Must be missing something. Oh, here's an entrance. Let's see, according to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I say, I ask which version you are employing? Why, software version 42.002, of course. Blip bloop warning. Errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update 5 years, 1 day. That is a long time. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options, for instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead? Luke, the proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed all that much, as long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies. I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain, just tell me if we've made any progress. I would say so, yes, it does. However, require that I remain here. It does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via link pearl once I am ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I will be certain to return it to Graha once this is over. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. But before we go any further, there's something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Allegan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Ascians. And it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All that the Ascians touched turned to ash, and thus have you made it your mission to fight them. There have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. And so I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? I feel like we won't be able to. He just wants to see the world burn. Certainly, after I've wiped the smile off his face. I'd rather put my lance through his heart than be done with it. But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be but the faintest glimmer. I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness, to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship only to wish that you had dealt the killing blow. So save your mercy for those who deserve it. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphino has things in hand here, I suggest we join the others. Okay, we're going back to Alice. How far is Alice again? Okay, all the way at Tiamat. I'm gonna do that while I'm going back. A little less clutter while we travel. As polluted as the sky looks here, it's still pretty. Estinian told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of stone with him. I take it from Alphino's absence that he's needed elsewhere? Yep. Well, that all sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were off talking to nodes, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. What's her condition? Our readings confirmed that her ethereal balance leans strongly towards the umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. Meaning I'll need all the aether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic, namely that Tiamat shows no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the kobolds, which is good. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made the difference? Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk, it's time to put out theories to the proof. Tell Alphino to disengage the restraints ethereal dampeners. I'm counting on you, Angelo. Ah, such warmth! The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten? Of war with the men of Alag? Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakened ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Sava, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past. Tell me of Bahamut and the Ascians. Ah, Bahamut, my beloved. Would that the peace we found in Mericidia could have lasted for eternity, but alas, it was not to be. The Ascians saw to it. In all creation, I know of none more wicked. It was at their behest that the men of Alag first came unto Mericidia, unto our home. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the sea. They crossed the seas. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees, surrounded by nature's bounty. Bahamut and I found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Charlayan scholar Rurusha. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the second astral era. Correctly, it would appear, if only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo. When first the children of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Such was their fear of dragonkind, and as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon their horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man, blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife until one day came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony, too, were fated to end, for the men of Alag slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded to the envenomed words of the Ascians. The rest thou knowest only too well. But your tale doesn't have to end here. When you are free, we'll rid the world of the Ascians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above if the treatment fails. Run. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear, when this is over... Keep going, Alice. The magic is working. Come on. It better work. While I knew this wasn't going to be easy, no patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close, I can feel it, and while I've only got a few more drops of aether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this'll work. Then I believe I speak for both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. Alright, here I go.
almost there.
Well, who... And they say don't act surprised. Both agreed to this.
This is it, Angelo!
Yes, I feel it. The icon's grip groweth weak.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Moment of truth. Please have worked. Answer me this, children of man. Can my kindred be saved in like manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
Yeah, at some point they can't be cured. My children. Should you hearken under my call, we shall fly together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace. Better to die than live as a tool of evil. You too would wish this, I know, and I shall do as I must.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Alphino's ready. It's time. Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Yes, let's hope. I want her to be free. Imagine how much your body would ache after being freed from those shackles. Bahamut, my beloved. For vengeance and atonement, I rise.
By the gods!
Urianger, your timing could not be better.
What happened?
Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan.
Perfect time to bring Tiamat there.
He flies for the largest Amalja settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
Ooh, nice. Well, I'm sure you're desperate to join Estinian and Tiamat in battle. 'Twould be wiser to gather the full strength of the science first. The foe we face demands no less. I think we should go there straight away. Bad things are probably going to happen if we don't. The Flames of War. I have already sent word to the others. We are to rendezvous in Ul'dah at the Halls of Flame. Let us collect Alphino and be on our way. It's good having Tiamat be freed. It's taking a bit to load. Oh nice, it just jumps us straight over here. Now I know some of you could do with a rest, but I'm sorry to say Telophoroi have other plans. Paglothan is already under siege. Yeah, we know. Happily, the Immortal Flames arrived just in time to join the defensive effort, with Marshal Tarupin at their head. Well now, given the failure of the peace negotiations, I am uncertain how the Sultanate would respond. 'Tis good to hear that Ul'dah has not abandoned the Amaja. Abandon them? Do we not profess to be their friends? Your Grace. Marshal Tarupin had made provisions for such an exigency and was ready to depart at the moment's notice. All that was required was the agreement of the syndicate, each of whom voted in favor of intervention. Nor is Ul'dah alone in its resolve. The other alliance nations have likewise dispatched their troops to Paglothan. Yet even with our combined strength, we shall be sorely tested, for we face not only the might of an Imperial Legion, but Lunar Bahamut and his draconic horde besides. Tiamat's children. Fight as we may, victory is by no means assured, but not all of the omens are grim. Our forces report that despite their proximity to Lunar Bahamut, none of the Amaja show any signs of tempering. Strange. What primal would turn down a chance to claim new thralls? Unless it is incapable of doing so. Primals are not wont to serve a master, Asians or otherwise. It may well be that Lunar Bahamut differs in some fundamental manner from those we have previously encountered. If that were true, anyone could fight them, and Davah and others like her wouldn't have to shoulder the burden alone. Be that as may, Lunar Bahamut remains an incalculable, powerful foe, whom our soldiers will struggle best through mere force of arms. With the aid of the science, however, I believe they will fare rather better, assuming, that is, you are ready to take the field. An airship awaits to bear you to the front. Pray set forth as soon as you are able.